my blue collar brothers. Hope y'all are doing well today. We need to talk about some serious things here. We launched our first video and now we want to get down to some business. Let's talk about white collar trades versus the blue collar trades. The white collar trades are great for those young ladies and gentlemen that wants to grow up and get into medical, get into doctors, get into lawyers, get into technologies, labs. There's a lot of excellent white collar trades out there to get into, and a lot of them have a shortage, just like we do in the blue collar trades. The pros to that are a lot of times once these ladies and gentlemen graduate college, they start at a high salary. A lot of times it's close to six digits, probably between 80 and 100,000. Most of them, and some of them actually probably go into more. I know a young lady that finished college and she started out, I think, at $80,000, but she had to move 3,000 miles away from home too. So there is some benefits to white collar jobs. Some of the cons to the white collar job are they work long hours. A lot of the markets are saturated, like I believe lawyers are saturated industry. Some technology companies are a saturated industry, and a lot of times those are hard to get into. One of the biggest problems with the white collar industry is a lot of ladies and gentlemen, they take courses, they spend 4 years, they go into debt, and we want to talk back about that in just a moment, but they can't seem to find a job for the skill that they went to college for. So a lot of times they spend that money and they spend 4 years learning something that they don't even use. I know personally, I had in my office, I had a girl work for me that had a bachelor's degree in accounting, and she worked for me. And I had another gentleman that had a master's degree in marketing, and he actually worked for me in my business. I don't know why he couldn't get a job or why she didn't. I paid him well, but still, here I was, I never even went to college, and I'm hiring college people. So another problem with the white collar trade is also these folks go into school, like I said, for 4 years, and they get out and they owe sometimes $100,000, $200,000, which is a lot of money. And that's money that you have to pay back to government, and there's interest on it too. And you cannot get out of it. The only way you get out of it is die. Other than that, it's like taxes, you never get out of it. You will always have to pay. So I know a lady one time, I was teaching down at the school system, and we were looking to hire a young man to help with the HVAC and electrical part of the programs. And we offered him $75,000, and he's going to get some benefits. It's probably 80, 85. Well, he'd been in the AC business for 3 years already. He went to a tech school, and he refused the job. So I was telling this to some other teachers, and this lady overheard that, and she said, "I cannot believe it. He won't take that job. $80,000. He's only been in for 3 years. I am a doctor in mathematics. I don't even make that kind of money, and I still owe student debt." You know what I told her? I said, "Well, maybe you should have gone into the AC business." But anyway, a lot of times that's the case. So I'm not telling you not to go to college. For you folks that want to go to college and be professors and other things, that's fine. But it's just not for everybody. So the blue collar trades, we don't have to go to college for 4 years. I would recommend you go into a trade school. I would recommend that you choose a trade that you actually like. You know, a lot of us get into trades because our family's in it. The first door was open, like mine, for example, was I got into the electrical business early in life because he was the only gentleman that was hiring that would hire me. So I got into that business, and I became an electrician because I just needed a job. One thing about the blue collar trades, where you can get into a particular job, and there's so many good jobs. You know, there's like Mike Rowe from Dirty Jobs. Everybody knows who he is. He says there's over 11 million jobs right now in the United States today. He says that number is going to grow over the next 10 years to 15, 17 million. For every 2 people that are retiring, only 1 can take its place. And that, the blue collar industry is the fundamentals. That's the wheel that grinds society. That's the wheel that that moves the economy. When you listen to the news, they always talk housing starts, 300,000, housing starts, 500,000. Housing industry is the machine, the engine that chugs along a lot of the economy. And it takes blue collar trades to do this. So choose a trade that you like, and that covers everything from concrete to trim carpentry to plumbing, electrical, all that. All that's is needed. And also what's needed is all the logistical parts of the business, which is railroads and truck drivers and mechanics and places like Lowe's and Home Depot. All that is part of the blue-collar industry, just so you know. It's not just for the plumbers and electricians. So we go to a trade school. We learn our trade. We spend a year maybe in school, especially you young guys that can go full-time. Some of us had to go at night. So you get into trade school, you learn the trade, and then you step out. Now, you may start at a lower wage than the white-collared person as you start out, but while they're spending 4 years learning their skill to get a college degree before they ever start work, you as the blue-collar worker, blue-collar tradesman, can get out in the field, learn their skill, and actually start a business within 4 years, because most states only require 2 to 4 years apprenticeship under a licensed contractor, whatever that trade is. Then you can become your own business person. So I would recommend that you invest in yourself, because investing in yourself is the best way to ever make money. You can never invest enough in what you do. I'll tell you what I used to do. I told you I started as an electrician. So that day I was running conduit, or I was pulling wire, or I was wiring a room or putting up lights. I would go home at night, I'd pull out my code book, and I would go run conduit. So I'd look up, run conduit. Vertical, it needed to be strapped so many feet. Horizontal, it needed to be strapped so many feet. Ridge, it needed to be this. EMT, that. The point I'm making is you need to invest in yourself, and you need to learn to invest time in yourself on the get-go, right off the bat. Because if you invest time now learning your skill, that time eventually will turn into lots of money, because now you are a skillsman. Now you can take that money that you've earned because you got this trade in your hands and you got this skill set. You can take that money and pay for homes, buy houses, pay for college educations for your children if that's what you do. Invest in your future. There's lots of things that you can do once you learn that skill. So you've spent 4 years in it, and now you're ready to start a business. And the cons of starting a business, because I want to talk about that, it requires a down payment or a starting capital. Let's just put it that way. Okay, you got to work a lot of long hours. Plus, the white-collar workers do. They got to work a lot of long hours too. But there's a lot of sweat. You got to buy the tools. You do a lot of hands-on sweat equity, I'll call it. But it does pay off. So what I want you guys to consider is, whatever you're doing, whatever age you are, if you're 20, 30, or 40, either choose a blue-collar skill that you love and enjoy, one that you can go to work every day, and then put all heart into it. And always, like I tell my students, hey man, you got to go home tonight and watch YouTube videos on what you've done, get a book and read on what you've done. The only books I ever read, was books about my trade, what I wanted to get into and how it make me better at what I'm doing, and money books, investing, how to manage your money, what should I do, decision. This is before YouTube ever came out. And I'm not saying YouTube's the answer for everything, but it does help. But I want you to be successful, and I'm here for you. And I want you to know, if you like these videos, please share, please subscribe, and please comment. I am going to reach back out to you, and I'm here to help you. I am the guy that's been in the field, that's done the work, and went from basically nothing to zero. I will tell you my life story someday, to very comfortable in life. I want you guys out there, every one of you, to go from ordinary to extraordinary. Now, my blue collar brothers, thank you for your time.